score can only mean one thing. We're playing the Atari 2600 Junior. And on today's episode of Memory Lane, we're going to be playing Frogger for the Atari 2600. As you can see there, we have Frogger. Now, Frogger released on the Atari 2600 in 1982, and it was originally licensed by Parker Brothers through Sega. And there's a very interesting story about this game, because originally Konami developed Frogger, and it released in Japan first, so this is basically a Japanese port. And on the 2600, there was actually 4 versions of Frogger. Now, besides the Parker Brother version of Frogger, which we see here, there was also the Supercharger cassette tape version of Frogger, called the Official Frogger, and it was also licensed by Sega, which is quite bizarre. And I believe that since the Supercharger did have more RAM and more enhancements, maybe that version of Frogger might be better. I'm not sure. Never played it before. And then you have the Taiwan Cooper bootleg version of Frogger, which might be exactly the same or a little bit different than the Parker Brother version. I'm not exactly sure on that either, because I never played that either, but it's definitely a knockoff bootleg version. And then, of course, you have Frogger 2, which Parker Brothers gained the right to release that, which goes to show you that Parker Brothers did a pretty good job porting or publishing the first Frogger game. In fact, Parker Brothers spent $10 million on ads to advertise the first Frogger game, and they sold over 3 million copies. And Frogger was one of the most successful games during that time for Parker Brothers and for Atari altogether. Like, during that time, Frogger was a pretty big deal. It was actually a pretty awesome game. And this helped put Parker Brothers on the map. And they were definitely known for being one of the publishers that you can trust. If you buy a Parker Brothers game, you're probably guaranteed to get a pretty good game, along with Activision and along with Atari themselves. Now, as you can see on the label right here, you have a Frogger. You have a little frog right there. He looks like he's very, very scared of that little alligator on the bottom. He's about to be eaten up by that alligator, as you can see there. That definitely looks quite frightening. And the label, it looks like the label is definitely not in the greatest shape. There appears to be some sort of distortions on the label and blemishes, and yeah, it's definitely not in the greatest shape. On the front end of the label right here, it says Frogger. Then it also says, well, it also mentions Sega right here on the bottom. I can't really read everything. My eyes are not that great. And it says Frogger Game Graphics 1982 Sega Enterprise Content and Label Design 1982 Parker Brothers. And I guess Parker Brothers were located in Massachusetts at the time. It's quite interesting. So this is basically a Konami game, but a Sega game turned into a Parker Brothers game. Ain't that interesting? So let's pop in Frogger and let's try out Frogger on the Atari 2600. You can see right away the cartridge works. Has a nice little Frogger music that Frogger is definitely famous for. And I've definitely played many versions of Frogger, including the newer versions. I've always enjoyed the Frogger series. I thought the game was definitely awesome. And let's see what we got here. I guess we have multiple different game modes here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different game modes right there. That's quite interesting. And I'm pretty sure that most of us have played Frogger before, so yeah, if you haven't played Frogger, I don't know where you've been, but you can see all those little cars right there on the road, and then on the other side of the road you have that river up there. Well, the whole goal of this game is to pretty much cross your frog across the road without being hit by a car. It's quite the violent game. Let's try it out. Yeah, the little fancy music right there in the background. Alright, there's your little frog right there. It's the Atari rendition of a frog. It looks fantastic. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, what the hell? How is that possible? I was behind the damn whatever that thing is. It looks like a van or a truck. I hit the truck. It didn't hit me. So there you go. As you can see, this game is not the easiest thing, and I really have to be real careful. Oh, I pushed the joystick a little bit too much. Have to be real careful here. I'm using the, standard Atari joystick. Alright, so I'm using the standard Atari joystick here. And, yeah. I'll try to get this frog across the road right here, and, oh my god. You can see the lily pads on top, they actually disappear, so you have to be real careful. Oh my god. I got hit by what appears to be a green-looking car. Hey, look at that, you have a snake right there in the center. You have to be careful. There's so many different objects you can get killed by. This frog is having the absolute worst luck ever. Let's try this one more time. We have to get to the top of the screen. You see those little, let's see, 5 sections at the top of the screen, little boxes, the little blue boxes up there? We have to get up there 5 times. 5 times, like Booker T. 5-time world champ. Yeah, speaking of wrestling, what do you get? Oh! My frog jumped a little bit too far. So what do you guys think of WrestleMania? It's coming in a couple weeks. I know it's definitely not related to Frogger whatsoever. Oh my god. No! You have to be real careful with this. The best thing to do is probably to jump on one of these things right here. Maybe not. Yeah, jump on one of those things and try to hitch a ride on... Oh! That was close. Yeah, I had to jump back and forth. I'm playing it real hardcore now. Oh! Yeah! How you like that? That's pretty crazy. I'll see if we can get the other boxes filled up with my frog. That's the whole concept of the game. And the game probably gets harder as you go. Let's see if we can get over here. Oh! Yeah, this is... You definitely don't want to get hit by that truck. That's what appears to be a semi-18-wheeler truck. That's not... you definitely won't come back from that. No chance in hell. Let's see if we can get the one at the end. Ooh! Look at that. Yeah, so this game originally was developed by Konami. And then somehow Sega got their hands on it. I guess they licensed it over in Japan. I'm not sure how that worked out, but... they somehow worked out a deal with Parker Brothers over in the United States, and we ended up with Frogger over here, which is pretty cool. And it's a very fun game to play. It's pretty fun. It's tough, but it's fun. Oh, what the hell? As you see there. I think I also have a Frogger on the Super Nintendo. It's actually a 16-bit version of this game, and it's actually quite fun. It was actually one of the last Super Nintendo games that released. You see I got a game over. I only got 150 points. Yeah, but the Super Nintendo version, we'll have to take a look at that someday. It's actually pretty cool. Let's try out number 6. I'm not sure what that is. Also, let's try out if color and black and white works on this. Oh yeah, look at it. You can get black and white. You can get color. Let's try this out. I'm not sure if this is a harder version of this game. But there you go again. I got hit by the ass end of a vehicle, which technically it did not hit me. I guess this might be two-player mode, because now my controller is not functioning with this, so let's try this one more time. I'm quite curious to actually know what the supercharger version of this looks like, and just in case you guys don't know what the supercharger is, it's like some really weird attachment that you attach to the 2600, and it plays games off of cassette tapes. And the supercharger, much like, let's say, the 32X on the Sega Genesis, adds more RAM and more power to the 2600. And it actually gives you the ability to have slightly better graphics, slightly better, you know, various different things inside the game itself. And be quite interesting to actually see what exactly the game actually looks like and what the differences are. I would have to get my hand on one of those in the future. And, one thing I like about the game is when you actually jump on, let's say that for example, you can actually see it looks like it's sinking into the water. It turns darker. It has that little fancy effect on it, which is actually a very nice touch for the 2600. They tried to give it as much detail as possible. So yeah, this game definitely, and the water also looks interesting. It has that, I know it has that composite look to it. It has little artifacts and stuff like that, but it actually looks like real water. Look at it. It's blue, and it has that strange artifact flickering going on, but it actually looks like water. It actually looks pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we can get it over here. We might be able to make it. Oh, what the hell was that? I was so close. Yeah, so Frogger is definitely a classic on the 2600s. Originally a Konami game. Then it became, I guess, somehow they worked out with Sega somehow. I'm not exactly sure the whole deal with that. But Parker Brothers was responsible for bringing it to the 2600. And thank God that they actually got their hands on it, because it was an awesome game and they did a fantastic job advertising Frogger, and they sold over 2 million copies. They invested a lot of money into this game. You know, it's an awesome game. As you can see there, that's Frogger on the 2600. Now, if you guys do want to see more Memory Lane videos, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment down below. We got more games coming soon. I'm not exactly sure which one I will be reviewing next. I have E.T., Donkey Kong, and a few other ones laying over here. I'm doing a little bit at a time, but yeah, stay tuned for more Memory Lane episodes.